thanks for another day. I smile, though I don't have no money. I won't let that faze me, 'cause I'm so grateful for life and another chance. I'm gonna go through my day with a beautiful smile, even when things ain't going my way. I'm thankful for the gift of life, gonna share that smile, it will never ever fade away. I'm alive, in spite of all my struggles. I'm alive, won't be drowned by my sorrows. I'm alive, yeah, gonna live like there's no tomorrow. Hey, 'cause today is all I have. Ha. Work hard every day for me and my family. It's rough, but I gotta make it. Right now, can't hesitate. My time will come, and I'll be a better man. I'm gonna go through my day with a beautiful smile, even when things ain't going my way. I'm thankful for the gift of life, gonna share that smile, it will never ever fade away. I'm alive, in spite of all my struggles. I'm alive, won't be drowned by my sorrows. I'm alive, yeah, gonna live like there's no tomorrow. Woo! 'Cause today is all I have. I'm gonna live today. Come on! I'm gonna live. I'm gonna go through my day with a beautiful smile, even when things ain't going my way. I'm thankful for the gift of life, gonna share that smile, it will never ever fade away. I'm alive, in spite of all my struggles. I'm alive, won't be drowned by my sorrows. I'm alive, yeah, gonna live like there's no tomorrow. I'm gonna live, 'cause today is all I have.
Today is all that I have. Good morning.
I'm beginning to wonder about you, Mikey G. Good morning, listeners and viewers. Welcome to today's episode of the Breakfast Hour. I'm Lady Elise alongside.
Mikey G. All right. So she's doing the composed part of it, and so she's composed, while I'm somewhat more. What would you call it?
Animated.
Animated. That's a word that you could apply to my constant movement and my ability to keep moving all the time. So good morning, everybody. Good morning. I hope you had a wonderful, wonderful night. You know, you will. Yeah. And I'm happy that you are still alive today and you woke up from your slumber. Yeah.
I just remembered how someone commented about the slumber. It's like a rehearsal of death. That's what he called it.
The rehearsal of death when you go to sleep. Let's go. Woosa. Woosa.
Yeah.
Here's a way to do.
You're not conscious of anything around you. You are like.
I exercise that.
Oh yes, I remember being taught that idea some time ago.
It's a way to kind of like, you know, yeah. Yeah. Now I'm ready, guys. I'm ready. Yeah. So Mimicking death.
Mimicking death.
Yeah. Every time you sleep, it's like you go to bed to figure out how death works.
Well, it just happens to be,
You know the worst part about sleep
Tell me.
and death.
You tell me.
The thing about sleep and death is
Hmm.
you seemingly don't have any control over it.
Right.
No matter how you want to not sleep, no matter what you do to not sleep, it's a constant fight not to.
Yes.
Because sleep becomes a natural aspect of how you will actually operate.
Yes.
Just like that.
Yes.
And so is death. No matter how we fight aging with all the aging cream and all the tummy tuck and all this stuff, how much Botox and all the things that you'll do. I've seen so many beautiful women, and beautiful women fade away. I saw a young lady Saturday night at the function that I was, and so when I saw her,
Yes.
I said to myself, if COVID-19 taught us anything, is that all things are vanity
And vexation.
and vexation and spirit. I saw her and I said, you know how much pretty one like this just get dashed away?
Dashway? What do you mean dashway?
Just disappear off of the planet. I saw her. So, no man, it was one of our friends talking to her. I was, we seeing her and I said, she was a nice young lady, looking
Yes.
nice, and she was
Yes.
well formed and everything.
Right.
And I looked at her and I said, well, we're talking, and everything. We're there
Yeah.
talking and enjoying the function. But in the end of it,
Yes.
my mind just went to that.
Uh-huh.
I said, look how many of these young ladies, nice looking, well formed, and would seemingly, it's like a waste. They just waste people. Nice, strapping young men who ready for life, and they just waste them. People just finish school, ready to be doctor, lawyer, and just start your professional career and is budding, and they just waste you, just come take you away out of the play of things.
Yes.
In the middle of it, you're cut down.
Cut down. Yeah.
And
about-
I looked at it. It just rushed back to me.
Let me start to think about this theory of untimely death, or
Is it an untimely death?
yes, and
Is that untimely?
I don't know. I mean, there are so many questions.
Oh, boy.
What has always just baffled me though, Mikey G, and you have brought me back to that point.
Right.
That we ought not to be the same as we were prior to that
Yeah.
experience that we have.
Right.
And so quickly we have gotten back there where we take every single thing
For granted. We think it's going to be normal every day.
We are able to do the things that we do, the things that we are here doing right now, and worried and all the
my
anxiety.
God. My word.
It seems as if we have forgotten
In fact-
it all.
In fact, people have become even more wicked.
No man, we should learn.
People have become.
Is there anyway, Mikey G, that we should become less amnesic? Is there a way that we can have flashbacks? And right now, I am trying to remember the first news I heard of a pandemic or something happening over there in China. It was something so distant, and I remember when the first news and we couldn't go to work and all the ideas.
You mean the first news when China had it, and we thinking, oh my,
It's not gonna happen.
oh
here.
my, what? Look at those persons.
Eating
They're
back.
suffering. They're dying by the
Yeah.
numbers. Wow, what a terrible thing, man.
Yeah.
But we are just comfortable going about our business because we have no thought in our minds that it would ever come nigh our
Yes,
doorstep.
yes.
So we just sympathize with those who are affected in a distant land and feel like, oh my God. Oh, let's try to help them, yeah, and feel so privileged and above everybody, and at the snorting, the snobbish kind of way of thinking.
Well,
Without helping people, listen to our helping people, with our pious way of helping people, standing on the pinnacle of it.
well, Mikey G. Well.
Yes.
What manner of persons ought we to be considering what we have
I've learned.
experienced?
Learned.
Let's be
Experience and
can we decide? Can you and I decide to be the persons that we would want to see? Can the change begin with us? Can it mean, therefore, that we value the time that we have? Can we also value the persons that we are spending the time with, even in the virtual space, valuing it and adding value to their lives and not treating as if we were deserving
Of
being
anything.
here, but we would have embraced and loved life in a way, because how quickly it can be taken from
away
us.
from us.
Yes, today is Terrific Tuesday on the Breakfast Hour, and we have a wonderful lineup for you. We have our devotionals coming up soon. We have a tip from our financial advisor.
Yeah, today is Finance Day, guys. For those who don't know much about financing and financing, yeah, we're going to get a
Yes.
few tips and advice today.
Yes, and remember, be sure to send us your questions and queries. We have a few questions here from Dr. Guest. We'll have to reach out to him today. We have a few questions that were sent specifically for him.
Yes.
But if you have any other
Questions,
and
yes.
queries,
Question and answer
please
day is,
be sure to send them.
and we will be
345.
getting those. Yes. 345 321 6969. That's your WhatsApp number. It's straight as well. You can call direct, or you can use the WhatsApp to do it internationally, because WhatsApp doesn't work like that.
It
And you can
works.
send a text message. It works like that.
Yes.
And you just keep doing that, and it will be fine.
Our physician comes on tomorrow.
Yes.
I'm not sure what she'll be
Our
discussing.
topics have been so interesting.
So be
Yeah.
sure to send if you have any medical questions, right?
If you have a
medical question,
any questions about your
yes,
health.
please be sure to send them on so we can discuss it with our doctor who comes on tomorrow. Dr. K. I believe it's time for our time signal.
Yeah,
Mikey
it's
G.
about that time.
Yes. So welcome to the Breakfast Hour on this terrific Tuesday.
Yeah, it is Terrific Tuesday, and it's time for us to do.
Lasco One and Up now has ARA, DHA, and prebiotics. It's a new, smarter formula. The time by Lasco One and Up is
It is 7 a.m. right here in Grand Cayman, and the temperature is a whopping 20,
Well, it's 89 degrees Fahrenheit.
89 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
Forgive me for my lack of visualizing
Yeah,
the stuff
sometimes
that
the
I
things-
should visualize.
No, sometimes things shift around. Where we have it last time, it was
It
like
shifted.
we have moved.
It moved around.
We have changed a few things in
It moved
Flashpoint.
around.
Flashpoint has changed a few things
It moved
around.
around.
It moves.
We're
We have-
going to move. You going to sit over here? Me going to sit over here? No.
we can, yeah, we can. We can't switch roles. We can switch the seats that we're sitting, but we can't switch the roles that we operating.
Yes.
Those are things that not possible to do. Roles can be switched. It can't happen so, because I'm going to be father all the time, even if I'm called the deadbeat daddy, as is regular people like to stigmatize and label the men. Deadbeat father, sperm donor. Get over yourself. He's going to be the father, whether you call him all the dirty names you can or not. I don't care which name you want to call persons who you being the mother who incubate the child will always be the incubator of the child, carrying it for the daddy because the child don't belong to you, the ladies. Please remember these things. The men are the ones who you have these children for. It makes no sense when you hear it like that, but it does make sense when you listen carefully.
It does make sense. And
It's just a reality that people want to ignore, but sorry.
I'm paying attention to my phone, but I'm not distracted, Michael G.
No, I know you're not. I know you're not distracted.
I have a riddle for today. So when at the appropriate time, I will share the riddle. I'll kind of share it earlier on so that we can get the viewers a chance to
get them the space in place to have the questions.
Yes, I want to thank Hazel G for the riddle for this
morning. All right, so let's do this one then. This segment of the breakfast hour is brought to you by Lasco Food Drink and Lasco Food Products. For all your Lasco needs, drink Lasco.
Take it from me, Lasco Food Drink is the best nutrition for the whole family. It provides protein, which keeps us healthy, and calcium, great for building strong bones and teeth. Lasco Food Drink has vitamins A and C, which helps to prevent illnesses. I think that's what they call protecting the immune system. I'm never short on energy since it's fortified with iron. Nutrition never tasted so good.
Lasco Food Drink. Good, healthy, fun!
Lasco Food Drink.
Lasco Food Drink, good, healthy, fun. And of course, it's time for a devotion from the lady, Miss Susan Long.
Good morning. This is day 28. We who are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air. 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 verse 17. The Heaven File, written by David McCasland. My wife Luann has a folder she calls her Heaven File. It contains articles, obituaries, and photos along with cards from the memorial services of family and friends. She keeps them not as a sad reminder of people we have loved and lost, but in anticipation of our glad reunion with them in heaven. Paul wrote of this wonderful expectation to the Christians in Thessalonica, so that they would not grieve like people who have no hope. For the Lord himself will descend from heaven with a shout, and the dead in Christ will rise first. Then we who are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air. And thus we shall always be with the Lord. Therefore, comfort one another with these words. 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verses 16 through 18. This passage speaks of our future joy together in the presence of Jesus Christ, our Savior. For now, we on earth have fellowship with the Lord, and we experience what the hymn writer Samuel J. Stone called mystic sweet communion with those whose rest is won. Much about the future remains a mystery, but we can confidently look forward to being in the presence of Christ with all the saints who are sleeping now. When we asunder part, it gives us inward pain, but we shall still be joined in heart and hope to meet again. Our quote this morning reads, God's children never say goodbye for the last time. End quote.
Here is a quote for you. God's children never says goodbye for the last time. We're talking about, just so profound now, we're talking about sleep today and the inevitability of our certain demise. No
Yes.
matter how we try to hold on to it,
Yes.
we can't hold on. We can't hold on to life,
Yes.
whether we like it or not.
Yeah.
It is a declining occurrence,
Yeah.
living.
Yeah.
You know, it says that the young don't know that they will die, but the old,
Yeah.
you know, they have it worked out. It's like saying, when you are younger, you say, I wonder how many birthdays are gone already.
Yeah.
How many birthdays did I have already? I had the first birthday, second birthday, third birthday. When you reach a certain age and over, you say, how much birthday do I have left?
Yes.
So the concept of even looking at birthdays are different when the aging starts to take place. And so younger persons, that's why this statement is used, popularly used, to say youth is wasted on the young. And that is a occurrence that happens to every single person on this planet that exists. I would say that when we stand back and say these things,
Yes.
it's from the perspective that we can now see the folly of youthful ways, youthful exuberance, as we might want to put it, you know, and how you operate because you think. And so we have been selling the idea of youthfulness in our society as a thing, and creating what you call a disrespect for adults in the process, you know. And we have seen that thread running. I would tell you, it's, for me, is a satanic operation whenever time anybody operate like that, because the youth, when they operate without the wisdom of the older ones, they operate in the knowledge of themselves and what they have experienced without any wisdom at all, because what they did was to regurgitate or pick up a few things along the way.
Yes.
And then those are the things that they measure things by. But if you ask an older person, they would say to you, oh, nothing under the sun is new. What you just did a while ago, we saw that already. You think it was something that we don't know nothing about, you know? And so I could say, the older person could say, listen, if you go down that road, this will be the end of you. Ah! No, sir, I'm different from you. You made all those mistakes. Guess when it come back? When the mistake is made now, and you start to realize that if your stick never broke in your ears, you'd hear. So what the devil has done is to plant this seed of discord,
Yes.
and nonsensical thinking of old people, young people time,
Yes.
and old people time gone. And you think that you have all the sense and the nonsense that you are proceeding to use as sense will soon catch up, right? And I've seen it many times, but you won't know until you reach a point where you have the experience to see going forward or where you're coming from, and to hear those thoughts. You can't know.
So you have to learn for yourself.
You have to learn. And here is where for most persons, and this is the reality.
Yes.
By taking away the advice of the older persons from the society,
Yes.
you can get a renegade group of persons just running wild, doing all sort of nonsense, and you can program those persons into what you want them to think and believe, because they have no substance, no basis or no foundation on which they can lay their thought processes from.
It leads me back, Mikey G, when you speak like that. How important is it to nurture? Sometimes we don't recognize, sometimes we really don't recognize, because what you find is that the generations that come after, if they're not taught this stuff, how will they know, Mikey
Yeah,
G?
but that's the thing. As one set of persons want to have the control over teaching your kids.
Well, yes.
And
Yes.
so there's a set of persons who want that control to train the minds of your children to
Yes.
do the things the way they want them to do it.
Yeah. So what should be your response?
So when you think about free thinking, ladies,
Yes,
free thinking
yes.
is not free thinking as how we want to think it is free.
Ah.
Yeah, the free thinking don't happen with the youngsters. They say that they want them to free think, but they still tell them how to do
think.
it.
How to
free think.
Free think like this.
Free
This is-
think this way.
This is what I want.
It's a
you to-
template of how you should free think.
This is how I want you to think.
Right.
All right. So before you get any further in your conversation, I just want to remind you of all the days that we are celebrating.
Celebrating. Could I play a song before we celebrate? the
Yeah,
days?
yeah, yeah.
There's a
you
song I
can.
wanted to play this morning, and so I am just going to do it. It's 2 songs actually, but I'm going to play this one first.
I'm listening to the words.
Yeah, man, listen to the words of it.
Don't listen to the voice.
There's a lady named Sister Ricketts that came to my church. She's an old lady. She's died many years now.
Yes.
But is what you call the mothers, one of the mothers of the church.
Yes.
And this is where we talk about the older folks within your ranks who are the mothers of the church. The Bible, you know what the Bible tells us? That the women are the teachers of the women,
Yes.
which is young mothers of the church, train the young women
Yes.
and the
yes.
children of the church.
Yeah.
That's the way the Bible specifies this,
Yeah.
as a rule.
Uh-huh.
It's a duty,
Yes.
right? And the most important
Yeah.
thing you can do as a woman within God's church is
It's
to
to
train
train,
the
yeah.
young women and the children. The most important.
Uh-huh.
There's no more greater thing that you can do than that. Anything greater than that, you have now stepped inside something else and you are tussling with another entity. And we
Yeah.
talk about entity, you have 2 entities. You have God, and then after that you have something else.
Uh-huh.
You can figure it out for yourself. And so when you see these things happening, you must
Yes.
realize that there is a mix-up going on.
Mm-hmm.
But what is the greatest thing within your organization? Or if you look at all the persons in the organization, you have children, you have parents, and you have grandmothers and fathers.
Yes.
Which set are the greatest set within the church itself that is necessary to make sure it is taken care of? Which set you think?
The children.
The children. The children is the next generation of those who are grandmothers and fathers who soon die.
Yeah.
And they're the ones succeeding mothers who become grandparents later
Yeah,
on,
yeah.
or old mothers
Yes.
and fathers
Yes.
who will then die.
Yeah.
So they work to nurture children
Uh-huh.
is the greatest work the church can ever do. It's not evangelizing people.
Ah.
It's nurturing the ones that you have in your possession to come up upright because you already have them.
Yes.
Then you evangelize people to bring in new people to do the same nurturing process.
Yeah. Yep.
And so we have missed it so many times, Lady Elise, thinking that all our women should be like the men. And then here's the worst part now. All our men should be like our women. That is even the worst part. Because if you start to do that in your town, you know that you flip on it. If all the women are going to be like the men, then you're going to be expecting all the men to be like the women. And so there's no distinction, no distinguished roles, no distinguished operation. And so the little boys now start to believe that daddy don't make sense and mommy makes sense. And mommy make no sense and daddy make no sense either, eventually. Because they're smarter than you think, They start to figure it out. Because they know more than you think. And so there are persons out there who are taking the opportunity to capture your children's mind to train them how they want them. Alright, here's the song I want to lay down for you this morning. And then we're going to go into the days of the week is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which is the 7th day of the week, if I start it from Monday.
I am the one who God is blessed. The one who God
Look at me, look at me, look at
I
me.
am the one who God is blessed. I'm the blessed of God. I am the one who God is blessed. The one who God is blessed.
If everybody just wave them hand with me this morning and say, I am the one that God has blessed.
I am the one who God is blessed. The one who God is blessed. I am the one who God is blessed.
Touch your chest this morning and tell somebody.
The one who God is blessed. Oh, I am the one blessed. I am the one. I'll tell it everywhere I go. I'm telling everyone I know you.
I'm telling everybody that I know that I am the one that God has blessed. How you think I know? How you think I know?
Oh, you know.
Can't be just know.
This is the story of a child who was blessed of God. Young boy from Africa winning the world for God. Like this on your channel, these boys still trying to channel revenue could get this way and they win the soul. Pure bliss, so we found one another was since the day. But I need out and yes, yeah, Jesus, my soul. Honestly, when I see people singing my songs and praising the Lord, I feel blessed though. It's an honor to be used as a vessel. They told me, Nolly, you lucky you came up too fast though. I tell them that a blessed man is a blessed man, yeah. I don't believe in luck, I believe in blessings.
The one who God is blessed. The one who God is blessed. I am the one who God is blessed. I'm the blessed of God. I am the one who God.
I am the one who God has blessed. You know what? These are Africans, you know. The mistake what they did was what was happening a long time ago, and I said this to a lot of persons. Yeah, these people were locked off from the world, the Africans,
Yes.
and there was lots of story that comes out. Oh, Africa this and Africa that.
Uh-huh.
When you're looking at Africa right now, people are realizing that Africa is far more than what people were telling everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And so you must be careful who tell your story. Black my story. Black liberty. You know, and I will tell you that you have to be careful who tells your story.
Yes, yes.
Is it his story or my story?
Yes.
His story is not my story, you know. Is his story or their story. But if I ever see if you ever hear it from me, then you know what my story would sound like, because I would tell it as it is, not edit it and tell it as it should, as it sounds best, to bring a narrative that only make us less. Yeah. All right. So let's go with you. Let's see what days we have celebrated today. Of course, remember,
All
guys,
right.
our financial advisor is coming up at 7:30 this morning to tell us a little bit more about how to live financially happy.
All right. So. All
Yes.
right. What are the days that the world, what days are they celebrating? Are we celebrating today? Today, the 28th
Be
day
mindful,
of
be mindful,
May.
be mindful also that some of these celebrations are not for all of us.
No, they aren't.
So when the world
They
celebrates
aren't.
things, and I'm going to come back to that conversation, Lady
Yes.
Elise, and I want to distinguish against the church and the world as how we operate and do things, because we need to be able to see this happening.
All right. So, actually, today is World National Hamburger Day.
Hamburger. Is hamburger ham? Is it the question? Because it says hamburger and it's hamburger ham.
All right, so that means that I will go in more detail.
There are some people
I will
who
go
don't.
in more detail.
There are some people who
Mikey
do
G.
not eat ham.
Burger. All right.
No, ham.
I will go in more detail. Today is actually Menstrual Hygiene Day.
Menstrual Hygiene Day. What's
Yes.
that? Okay.
you want me to tell you?
No. Go ahead. Go ahead and tell what it is. Sorry. Because I'm trying to figure out what those things are.
World Hunger Day.
Today is the day when you should just stay hungry, no food. That's it, the day, right?
Thales Day. That's THALES.
What?
Yeah, I'm going to give you more information,
All
guys.
right. I'm dying to hear some of these information.
National-
I'm living to hear some of this information.
National Multiple Births Awareness Day.
Yay! Birth rate going up. No robots
no,
to
no.
replace human beings.
That's for those who have triplets and twins and quadruplets and so forth.
Oh, you mean that you can
Multiple-
live in this big house and only have
Multiple-
one child and celebrate that you're a
I'm trying
parent
to think how many.
and have plenty
No.
and have plenty money.
You have any twins in your family?
I don't have any twins.
In your family.
I am not aware of the twins in my family.
Alison need to remind me. We're gonna have to
I don't
call
remember having
Alison
any
this
twins.
morning.
I was born with 11 fingers. And they cut out. I want to tell you the story. on it.
Mikey G.
And my cousin is born with 11 toes.
Mikey G.
12 toes.
Mikey G.
Sorry. I apologize, people. Yeah, go ahead. I'm getting away I know myself. All right.
Don't get distracted now. Focus.
All right, go ahead.
World Passion Fruit Martini Day.
Passion fruit martini. I love passion fruit.
Amnesty International Day.
Oh, great. For those persons who now have many big guns and stuff, you can bring them in and give them to the police.
All right.
No, don't stop. Go ahead. Please.
Celiac Awareness Month.
What?
National Children's Gardening Week. Scripps National Spelling Bee. Yeah. I guess today it's from the 28th to the
It's a month.
to the 30th. No, they have it. And we had, I think somebody from Jamaica won a few years ago the Scripps Awards National Spelling Bee, which is today, starting today and ends on the 30th. And National Smile Month.
But let's give a smile.
right, so
everybody must smile
are the
all
ones.
month long.
Let's go to the first one that you asked a question about.
Hamburger. Is hamburger made with ham? Many people don't eat any form of pig product foods, and so ham is considered a pig food, a pig product food. And now you have hamburgers. So let's hear the hamburger story, because I like hamburgers. You see, yeah, I like hamburgers. I like the Whopper, the Whopper. Yeah, and there's the one they call it Angry Whopper. It has the jalapeno peppers in there. We make when you eat it, you just get it just make you feel that hunger. All right, go on. It's fire in there, blazing.
All right, so I'm gonna just give you all the information that you need, right? History of National Hamburger Day. Listen carefully. The invention of the hamburger has been claimed by so many that there's only one real origin. Listen.
And here's a word that gets me first now. The word invention.
Hamburg, Germany. No matter who says they invented the hamburger, no one can deny that it was the second largest city in Germany that was its namesake. While not all types of burgers resemble the meat that came out of Hamburg, they all have the root of their preparation in the noble city. So hamburger doesn't come from ham. It's the name of the place, Hamburg.
What a way to make it sound right. I'm happy now that I can have my hamburger without feeling that I have to have any pork product in there. Thank you, Lady Elise. I feel so much. You just release me from that bondage in my mind, man. No, I can go have my hamburger knowing it's not about pork products, but about the place called Hamburg. I never would have thought of a thing like that. How could I miss it?
Yes.
Huh? I missed it altogether.
Hamburgers have come to be a symbol of all that is right in the world in the modern day barbecues, where families gather, surprise rewards by their boss, a quick bite to eat on the lunch break, or the first date shared with a new friend. All of these things can and often do include the hamburger in any one of a million of its potential preparations. Burgers no longer are made from just beef. these days can find turkey burgers, buffalo burgers, chicken burgers, emu burgers, veggie burgers, all sorts
Of
of
burgers.
burgers. Yes. So there you have it. Hamburger
Hamburger.
come from a country,
Says that ham.
noble
It's Hamburg.
city, Ham.
Ham.
The city is called Hamburg.
Hamburg.
Yes.
All right.
City is called Hamburg. Now you asked about another one. Let's quickly speak about menstrual hygiene. Day.
Menstrual hygiene.
And I
yeah.
don't
In
want
fact,
to.
Yes.
I don't want to miss the Hunger Day. I think it's
No,
something-
no. And you must miss the other one either that I was asking about.
All right. Many women do not have access to feminine hygiene products, which may lead to shame and even dropping
leads
out
to what?
of shame.
Shame.
Yes.
You know, in our language in Jamaica, they have
Can you imagine
many-
this day and age
many
people don't
words.
have access to basic
things like that.
Yes.
In let me share this with you that we have some words in Jamaica that we
Yes.
use, and there are words we call them bad words.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say them on here. People will say, Mikey G, you are out of order, disrespectful, and rude. But the words that we call bad words are actually active words that were actually describing what the items were, and rightly so. Back in the 1918, when what do you think women did for as long as time lasts?
Guys, I'm sitting here and I'm like, seriously? Am I being now asked to know this information?
No, sorry guys.
Mikey,
As long as
calm
life
down.
just lasts, right?
Let me
Say this quickly. As long as life has lasted, women have been menstruating from that time memorial.
Do you know why it is May 28th?
Why is it May 28?
It reflects the average length of the menstrual period.
Ah,
So that's why
28
they
days.
select the 28th of date. This is not something
Okay,
I'm making up.
So here is where I wanted to drop this
Yes.
one. So when women before would they not need the sanitary napkins and other devices weren't invented yet, what do you think women would have done to
I
actually
don't know.
deal
They
with this
stay
situation?
home.
And how would you control that? What do you think was happening?
They use linen and all sort of fabric.
Cloth.
Yes.
And some of the words that some of our men and women use
Yes.
when they talk about the cloths.
Yes. Oh.
These cloths come from the
Okay.
linen that is
The
used
fabric.
for. Alright,
Yes.
let me ask you this one. We are right there. Let me ask you though, just since we're right there. What and the persons who are listening can just associate the cloths that they measure for people, the measuring cloths for them, to what I'm saying now. You don't have to say more. You know what I'm talking about. What do you think when somebody would go to the bathroom and the toilet paper was not invented and was not even used until a certain time in society? In fact, when the invention of the toilet paper was rejected by the British because it was invented in Britain back in the lords and ladies' time, and the lords and ladies would never use toilet paper. It was the Americans who actually
They had something to wash too, They had a washing thing.
what? A washing cloth.
Yes, but
They had a wash cloth.
they had a washcloth.
Yes.
Okay.
Then there's a word for the washcloth that was used. Anybody know the word? Don't type it in the chat.
Alright. So
Go ahead.
this day aims to break taboos and spread awareness about menstrual health and hygiene around the world. It was first observed in 2014, and the German-based NGO WASH, that's WASH, United, initiated it. The date, May 28th, reflects the average length of the menstrual cycle and the menstruation period. The day is crucial because over 500 million women and girls globally lack proper access to menstrual hygiene facilities. And this lack of access affects their health, education, and overall well-being. We can, treat it as just a conversation, but can you imagine a girl not able to go to school, not able to complete her education for those reasons in this
Time
2024
happening.
Yeah, well, this
That's
is
ridiculous.
a real thing.
That's ridiculous.
This is
That
a
is
real thing.
Totally ridiculous. So
yeah. So menstrual hygiene is about more than just access to sanitary products. It includes having clean and safe spaces to change, the ability to wash with soap and water, and hygienically disposing of used menstrual products. Importantly, it also involves education on menstruation to manage it with dignity and without discomfort or fear. Can you imagine?
2024, this is happening. Every time you listen to the conversation,
Today's menstrual hygiene.
every time you hear the
day.
conversation, you hear the word washing.
Yeah,
And washing always come with something, a rag or something.
yeah,
So here we have it.
yeah. So
Yeah.
this is how we are. Yeah, we are sensitizing. There are a lot of things being celebrated. I mean, and it's so
And
amazing.
today we have so much. Go ahead, sorry.
It's so amazing that depending on where you are, you might be sensitive to this thing happening. And if somebody don't tell you, say, "Oh, what are
you talking about?"
Who
Yeah.
celebrates Menstrual Hygiene Day?" Well, it is a thing,
It's
and
a
it
thing.
has been a thing since 2014. And statistics are now saying that over 500 million women, girls, and women don't have access to menstrual products, and that not just include products, but facilities, water.
Well, all right. So guess what, guys? We are going to come back and talk some more, a little bit more about some of the days of the week, which is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. If you
days
start
of
to
the
count,
week.
if you start to count
Monday,
from
Tuesday.
Monday, Sunday will be the 7th day of the week.
All right.
If you start counting at Monday.
But it's time for financial.
It is time for financial. Of course, before we do so, a word from our sponsor. Of course, a little time signal and check this morning, right here on Flashpoint. Stay tuned, guys, for our financial advisor that comes up.
Lasco One and Up now has ARA, DHA, and prebiotics. It's a new, smarter formula. The time by Lasco One and Up is
7:34 right here in Grand Cayman.
All right, so it's time for our financial advice this morning and what finances, experiences that we will have this morning in how to conduct business or how to treat money as a tool or let it work for us and not us stop working for it.
Exactly.
Let's stop working for money and let money work for us. Wow. When you heard it like that, it sounds so interesting.
Welcome to another in our series of podcasts. Today we're going to look at major purchases. Now, what is a major purchase? Our definition of a major purchase is one that would require several months or several years for which you need to make that payment. So, of course, these would include your home, a larger asset, business, or a motor vehicle. Now, how do we go about it doing a major purchase? The first of all, we have two main choices. We can outrightly buy that asset with cash that we have, or, which is the more practical way, we can take a loan for that. Now, when we're looking at it, we first have to plan for that major purchase. Let us take, for example, our first home. Today in Jamaica, our starter home is somewhere in the region of $20 to $25 million. And of course, that all depends on where you are, because there are homes that are in the region of about $15 million. So for this example, we're going to use a $20 million home. Now, the first thing that comes to mind when you're doing a major purchase is the deposit. The deposit on home usually is about 10%. Now, having that 10% is just part of the equation. Because you see, when purchasing a home, there are other aspects to it. These include legal fees, transfer costs, realtor's fees, and stamp duties. And of course, if you're taking a mortgage, it will also include the cost of acquiring the loan, which usually rounds out about 10% in all. So really and truly, you should have 20% of your money put down for the purchase of a home. 10% towards the deposit, and the other 10% towards fees. So as you will notice, for a $20 million purchase, we're looking at $4 million in your hand, just to put aside. So the first step, therefore, is not to try to go and save the $20 million, but really and truly to save the $4 million. This can be done in several ways, but the way that I choose and suggest that we do it is that we put aside whatever the mortgage amount would be on that $20 million, plus some. You see, once we're able to prove to ourselves that we can handle that loan over the long term, then it becomes easier for us to start that acquisition process. Okay, so let us assume that you are taking that $20 million home. You have made that deposit of $2 million. You have set aside, or you would like to set aside $2 million for the expenses associated with acquisition of the home. Then what will happen is that based on our calculations, you'll be paying approximately $150,000 per month with an 8.5% interest rate over a 30-year period. Now you'll notice that I've come up with several points in that one sentence. One is the interest rate on the loan. Two, the period of time with which you have to make that payment. And three, the payback that you pay each month. So, as I was saying before, that if you have recognized that it will cost you $150,000 per month, then really and truly what you should start doing is getting into the habit of paying back that $150,000 each month starting today. You'll also immediately recognize that if $150,000 is a little bit too much for you on a regular basis, then you need to cut down on the amount that you need to borrow. Now you can cut that down by either making a bigger deposit, one, two, by buying a smaller unit, or three, having a joint applicant with you where both of you can share in the process of doing the home loan. Now, a joint application may be done with your spouse or a relative. So it's really your choice. Now, having made those decisions, the next step, of course, is to start the saving process. My suggestion is that you get into the habit of saving at least the amount that you need to pay your mortgage going forward. By doing so, you will find it becomes easier when the mortgage payments have come in, because you would have already accounted for that amount of money is coming out from your salary, and you would not have to be thinking or tempted to spend that money otherwise. Now, having done that, your next step is to start looking at the properties that are out there, which is a discussion for another time. Okay, so let us look at the three aspects that we have. One, we know what the loan amount is. In our example, we're using a $20 million home. Immediately, we assume that we'll have a 10% deposit. So the amount of the loan will be 20 million less than 10% of 2 million. So your loan amount is now 18 million. The next step is to look at what is the repayment period. The repayment period that you will experience actually depends on your age. Institutions will allow anywhere from 30 up to 40 years to repay. However, that 40 years is dependent on your current age. Some institutions will allow you to pay up to age 70, and it depends on the type of business or profession that you're in. Self-employed and professionals tend to be able to get longer periods of time to work with, whereas persons who are salaried tend to get shorter periods. Again, it also depends on the retirement age that you have signed up to. So if you're in a contract that says your retirement age is age 60, and you're a 30-year-old, then you will only get 30 years to repay that loan. If your retirement age says that you is 65, then you will have 35 years with which to pay back that loan. And then finally, the one that everybody is always interested in is what is your interest rate. Right now, as we speak, interest rates in the market are trending upward. And so we recognize that 8.5, even 9% is not uncommon right now. So let us go over them. The home value, your deposit, and therefore your home value minus your deposit will be the amount that you are borrowing. Knowing the amount that you are borrowing, in this case, $18 million, your age minus the maximum age that the bank will lend for. So if you're a 30-year-old, as in our example, and the bank will allow you to go up to age 65, then you will have 35 years to repay. But most banks will allow 30 years. So we'll assume 30 years for this example. And then finally, your interest rate. And since you're a first-time home buyer, you may get a preferential rate of 8.5%. So by doing that, you recognize that these are the parameters that we use to get your loan repayment of $150,000. Remember now, it is very important that you start your process of looking at your long-term plan when it comes to home ownership, because your long-term plan has to really and truly start with you getting that deposit. So look into it, make a decision. How long will it take for me to acquire that first $2 million? $2 million divided by 200,000 a month is 10 months. It means that if you decide to put down 200,000 a month, every month for the next 10 months, you literally can have your home, or at least start your home purchase plan 1 year from today. Now, if you have any additional questions or comments on this podcast, you may leave them at info@richardthelwell.com. Thank you.
Take it from me, Lasco food drink is the best nutrition for the whole family. It provides protein, which keeps us healthy, and calcium, great for building strong bones and teeth. Lasco food drink has vitamins A and C, which helps to prevent illnesses. I think that's what they call protecting the immune system. I'm never short on energy since it's fortified with iron. Nutrition never tasted so good.
Lasco food drink. Good, healthy, fun!
Lasco food drink.
Lasco food drink, good, healthy, fun. Of course, financial advice from the man himself, Dr. Richard Tellwell, this morning. Yeah, we got sound advice this morning how to purchase your home and how to go about doing it systematically.
Yeah.
Step by step, with the strategies employed, you will be able to achieve a very important milestone in your life.
Yeah, that was to me that was a good one.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing.
And one of the things I learned from that is, so you're planning to purchase a home.
Yes.
Regardless of where you are. The scenario he used was a 20 million property in
Right,
Jamaica.
right.
But if you're anywhere, the principle still applies. You would start saving whatever you would be paying for the mortgage. If you can take that out
on
a monthly basis,
then you'll be okay.
That would be a good thing to do, right?
Yeah.
And
start early.
Yes, start early. It's about planning and strategizing. I want to thank Richard again for preparing that in his podcast, and be sure to ask your questions and we will pass them on to our financial advisor.
Right.
He's always there for me. Yeah. So no matter what the circumstances may be, God is always there for me.
No matter what the circumstances may be.
Or through the rain, through the pleasure, or through the pain, God is always there for me. So I met this old man. He was so poor, didn't hold no bed, so we slept on the floor. He's always smiling, never heard him complain. He said that proving God again and again. So no matter what the circumstances may be, God is always there for me. Yeah. Through the sunshine or through the rain, through the pleasure or through the pain, God is always there for me. No matter what the circumstances may be, yeah. God is always there for me. Yeah. Through the good times or through the bad, through the happy times or through the sad, God is always there for me. The landlord wears the rent, school fee due, partner to our bonds, and the youth them need you. Friends all ask me what I'm gonna do. I smile and tell them that God will see me through. So no matter what the
circumstances may be, God
is always there for me. Yeah.
Don't forget and remember that.
Through the rain, through the pleasure or through the pain, God is always there.
God is always there for me. I always just want to put that one on the turntable this morning, just to tell somebody, remind them that no matter what's happening around you, let's not lose faith and hope in the process. Let's not lose faith and hope in the God that you serve, and not lose hope and faith in the fact that you have this knowledge.
Yes.
This knowledge is what will keep you centered every single time when you think about stuff. Having this knowledge. Faith of a mustard seed. The mustard seed faith chip in sometimes. Listen, when I listen to that conversation of having faith as a mustard, it's not a simple thing, But we just want to remind somebody this morning, if you're having a situation, whatever it is that you're having, let's deal with it from a different perspective and see how best we can avert some of those situations. Of course, let's talk a little bit more about Flashpoint and what Flashpoint does. And so Flashpoint is our media source where you can we advertise for your businesses.
Yes.
We also promote events and other aspects of societal functions. We provide music and entertainment or set up for events.
Yes.
Yeah, so we have big speakers and stuff like that, and lots of microphones to put on your stage and stuff. And we do these things for you, right? So we want you to understand that. So we're going to just run a little ad for you and then let you see some of the stuff that Flashpoint actually do or does in our spare time.
Planning a wedding, memorial, or office function? Let Flashpoint Media add a touch of magic to your special moments. Our professional audio services guarantee that your event is accompanied by the perfect sound, be it sweet melodies, heartfelt speeches, or the right beats to get your event going. Turn up the groove with Flashpoint Media's DJ services. From creating the perfect playlist for the event to keep the right energy, our DJs know how to read the room and ensure that the beat matches the vibes. Say goodbye to the dull moments and hello to an event that people will talk about for years to come. Why Flashpoint Media, you say? Expert podcast production, tailored audio services for events, dynamic DJ services with a diverse music library, unmatched quality and professionalism, your sonic signature every time. Have a message to share? Advertise with us. Don't just hear the difference. Feel the difference. Join the Flashpoint Media revolution and let us turn your audiovisual dreams into reality. Call us now at 345-927-7509 or visit us at Suite 14A, Plaza Venetia, Grand Cayman. Come ignite your journey with Flashpoint Media. Your heirs will finally thank you.
Of course, your ears will finally thank you when you see Mikey G turn up. Turn up the music. Yeah, when we turn up to do it for you, of course, we tailor your event to suit your need. We tailor it to suit your need. Music called content is to suit your need. You know, some people, they think that every event is going to be a church service. No, it's not. Sorry, guys. It's not. It's not a church. When you come to somebody's birthday party, you're invited to somebody's birthday party, and you hear them playing regular music, secular music. You're like, oh, I didn't know they listened to these things. But then when you go home, you turn on your music and play the same thing that you went to the person's place to go, oh, I didn't know they listened to these things. Don't do that nonsense, man. Stop it. Get a hold of yourself. All right, so the person's event is their event, and they planned it, and they invited you as a guest. Go do guessing, man. Don't do anything else. Don't go speculating. Guessing, not speculating. And so our tailored events are. So if you have a program for your church and you want Mikey G just to play all gospel and just church stuff, trust me. That's all you're going to get. Nothing else. But don't go to somebody's event and say, oh, Mikey G, don't him play all sorts of things. Yes, I play all sorts of things for all sorts of people. And that's how it works, because all sorts of persons are not you by yourself, and they have their own taste in music. And so I do a business that provides that. That's how it works. And sorry if it interferes with your mindset.
What kind of I'm going to have to remove you from the marketing position. With immediate effect. Mikey G will play music tailored to your event.
And that's all I will do.
With immediate effect, Mikey G.
Move yourself!
No, I want to say, what did we say we were going to ask? We never spoke about the twin day and all of those things.
No, we're coming back to it.
I just remembered.
We're coming back to
but
the twin
it's
days.
almost news time.
Let's do a few more before the news. The news comes up at 8 o'clock. And so we have a few minutes to do a little bit more on the twin days and all the things that we can do. Can we look at that? There's one more day that I want to look at, though. There's another day in there that I want.
Well, the World Hunger Day is observed annually on May 28th. It sparks global action to combat hunger, a challenge that affects every nation. You hear? Every nation.
World Hunger Day.
This day emphasizes the critical need for sustainable solutions to hunger and malnutrition worldwide. It draws attention to the various factors that contribute to food insecurity, such as conflict, climate change, and poverty. So here we have it. World Hunger Day began in 2011. The Hunger Project, a global non-profit, started this initiative to draw attention to the critical issue of chronic hunger affecting millions worldwide.
What about, look at a place like Africa, Lady Elise.
Yes.
How is it possible for a place that have so much land
For people to be hungry?
to people not have food?
Mind, we have to liberate our mind. But sometimes...
And did you think that these people were hungry all the time?
No. I should know by now that no question is just a simple question. What's next? What they come up next? Because
I am saying, here's the thing. These people in Africa
are you hungry?
The Africans, let me go with the
what
people.
You want to eat?
Everybody who think about hunger, think about Africa first. The hungriest people on the planet is Africans. That's where hunger is. Guess where the richest country in the world is? That makes every other country rich. See, I'm hungry, please.
Yes.
Africa have all the diamonds and those precious metals that every other country is wealthy for. And yet still, it is the poorest of all countries. What makes it so? What accounts for something as ridiculous as that? And then you'd see people who would have thrived in past, flourished, and now they are the hungriest people on the planet. What makes it so? And you said a while ago, profoundly, it's a matter of mindset. So who taught people how to be poor? Who taught poverty to people who is rich in minerals and stones and precious metals? Who taught them this? How did you come to know such ridiculous nonsense? You know? And I see this. There's another twist to the story. I also understand, and I don't want to spread propaganda here on Flashpoint. We don't want Flashpoint to be a propaganda station or a place that people come here hearsay. No. What I looked at, I came across a document some time ago, and I want to see if it is true, that suggests that countries are not allowed to plant their own foods to supply their own nations. I don't know if it's a true thing. I have to go look for it.
No, because all of us, we are being told to grow what we eat and eat what we grow.
Yeah, but there's a thing that says that you can't by law. An international law that says it.
Let's get that.
Yeah, so I want to know. I don't want to spread a propaganda here. Let me just use that as my template, and I'm going to go find it because I saw it somewhere, but it pops in my mind, and I thought I would say it. But then let's qualify that statement with some actual facts. All right. So don't hold me to say I said it. It is true. I said I thought I saw it somewhere that said that. I am just speculating on the matter right now.
Yes.
Did I say that? Don't cut out the part that I said speculating and then use the other part like how you trim things up. Don't do that. All right. Say Michael G says it the right way. Of course, coming up right now, I guess it's time for our news. But before we do so, I think a word from our sponsors this morning to define, to satisfy our taste buds this morning on a few things that we need to have. Of course, this segment of the breakfast hour is brought to you by Asai Ultrasound for all your ultrasound needs right here in the Grand Cayman and the rest of the world. News coming up next. Yeah.
When you need ultrasound that's safe and effective, you must visit Asai Ultrasound Imaging. They're conveniently located at number 4 Chestnut Center, Smith Road, Georgetown, Cayman Islands. With experienced technologists with over 20 years experience, their friendly staff will make you comfortable while you get your procedure done. Asai Ultrasound Imaging is open Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturdays. Call Asai Ultrasound Imaging 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426. That's 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426.
Viewers, good morning, listeners and viewers, those joining us live on YouTube, or if you're listening on the radio, a pleasant good morning to you. This is Lady Elise bringing you the latest updates on Flashpoint Radio from Cayman and across the world. Let's dive into today's top stories. We begin with local news. Travelers can still bring guns to Cayman under Firearms Act amendment. First, we turn to Cayman Islands. The recently published Firearms Amendment Bill 2024 indicates that tourists will still be permitted to bring guns and bulletproof vests on flights or vessels to the islands. According to Loop News, despite public concern, the proposed changes will not significantly alter the existing Firearms Act of 2008. Travelers must declare any firearms or bulletproof vests to custom officers upon arrival and adhere to strict regulations about their storage or delivery to officials unless they have proper permits or written approval. We'll keep you updated on the bill as it progresses. Police investigate armed robbery in Rockhole. Next, a troubling incident in Rockhole where an armed robbery took place. An unknown man, described as being in his late 20s, dark complexion and dressed entirely in black, approached two individuals. One fled, but the other was robbed of cash. Fortunately, no shots were fired and no injuries were reported. The police are actively investigating, and anyone with information are urged to contact Georgetown Police Department at 949-4222 or leave an anonymous tip via the RCIPS confidential tip line at 949-7777. Turning to St. Kitts. St. Kitts Prime Minister aware of CBI-related lawsuits. Prime Minister Dr. Terence Drew acknowledged awareness of two civil lawsuits alleging underselling within the Citizenship by Investments CBI program between 2021 and 2022. This practice involves developers discounting the statutory minimum investment required for citizenship. Dr. Drew, upon taking office, immediately initiated a review and moved to close legislative loopholes to prevent such activities. The administration continues to gather facts and address these issues. Sunrise Airways makes inaugural flight to St. Kitts. Exciting news for travelers. Sunrise Airways has commenced flights to St. Kitts, enhancing regional connectivity. Starting May 26, the airline began operating twice daily flights, 6 days a week from Antigua to St. Kitts. This new service aims to boost tourism and strengthen ties within the Caribbean. Minister of Tourism Marsha Henderson expressed enthusiasm about the partnership, noting its significance in fostering regional relationships and accessibility. In health news, the CDC has updated its travel notice for dengue in the Americas. While several Caribbean nations have been removed from the Watch Level 1 list, including Haiti and Jamaica, new countries have been added. Curacao, Guadeloupe, Guyana, and Martinique are now reporting higher than usual dengue cases. Travelers are advised to take precautions to avoid mosquito bites in these areas. Tragic news from the Bahamas, where a 49-year-old woman died suddenly on a flight from Nassau to Exuma. Authorities confirmed her death was due to natural causes. Upon her arrival in Exuma, she was found unresponsive and was later pronounced dead by a local doctor. Antigua is hosting the 4th International Conference on Small Island Developing States, SIDS 4. The conference began with powerful speeches, including a message from King Charles and UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres. Prime Minister Guston Brown highlighted the urgent need for global action against climate change and the challenges faced by small island nations. The conference will focus on sustainable development and innovative solutions for climate resilience. In Puerto Rico, 3 children were injured by a lightning strike at a beach in Isabela during a storm. The children, aged 7 to 12, were hospitalized, with the eldest in serious condition. We will provide updates as information becomes available. Sad news from Jamaica as former senior medical officer at Mandeville Regional Hospital passed away. The former senior medical officer, who dedicated over 4 decades to public health, was a mentor and leader in the medical community. He is remembered for his significant contributions and passion for healthcare. Our condolences go out to his family and colleagues. And finally, Trade Union Confederation calls for more inclusive workplace. Finally, the Jamaica Confederation of Trade Unions, JCTU, is advocating for more inclusive work environments. President St. Patrice Ennis emphasized the importance of utilizing the talents of individuals from diverse backgrounds, including those with disabilities. He called for a collaborative effort to create policies and support all workers and promote a culture of respect and understanding. That's all for this morning's news. Stay tuned to Flashpoint Radio for more updates throughout the day. This is Lady Elise wishing you a wonderful, terrific Tuesday.
I would start with the
Why are you starting? Why are you starting? That's the question I have. Why are you starting?
The unknown gunman. The unknown gunman is supposed to be unknown.
You know, one person run and the other one got relieved.
Yes, when I heard about the man who went up, I said, it must be a dopey or a gunman.
He's dressed in full black. So, you know, sometimes it's good to be alert. You understand? And what that could mean, you know, the two persons are talking, but one was just definitely more alert to see trouble coming.
Are more equipped with running skills.
Or more equipped with running skills, yeah. So
when he get back up, he just took off. He says it must be a dopey or a gunman. I man not find out yet. The way I man was to frighten, all the daughter name I forget. So when the man said, don't move, he just disappear. Yeah, there's a 2 storyline on that one. It says, policeman walking on the road. And, you know, people, you know, as young boys used to walk late at night.
Yes.
Coming from a little party and stuff.
Yes.
And at that time, people don't trouble people.
Yeah.
I mean, it would have been happening, but it's not something you hear about regularly. Maybe because you never have so much social media posts and platforms and all that. And maybe that's the reason. So most people are oblivious to what's going on.
Yes.
But the police would be, you see the police patrolling all the time and coming around. So they may have more information and statistics on the matter of crime.
Yes.
And so they would be saying crime is raising up, and so because they're actually attending to them, they get a chance to see to what you call there's a word I want to use, but I'm missing the word right now. Kind of like map it.
Yes.
Where crimes are actually happening, are
Right.
occurring.
Yes.
And so here's guys walking on the road one night late, and policeman back him up in the night, drive up and see him on the road and say, only 3 people on the road at this time. 3 of us on the road. At this hour of the morning, only 3 people up on the road this time. Policeman say, who is 3? He asked the police. He say, you have to be a thief, police, or dopey. Only 3 people up on the road this time, or 3, you know. Police, thief, or dopey. Policeman say, me a police. Which one of the other 2 are you? Might have to be a thief or a dopey this time. Yeah, so it's a very interesting place to be. The medical gentleman who died after how many decades of service.
Yes.
We talk about that.
Yeah.
It's a certainty that no matter how we try to hold on to life, no matter the importance that we have in society. I was looking at a news with a lady celebrated. She's a doctor, somebody, for many years. She's old now, not practicing anymore. What happens to the doctorate at that point if it didn't foster good character with people or through life? Values nothing. You're not actively doing anything. So the doctorate is just a matter of you are called that. But what did you do? It's only a legacy that really matters at that.
Yes. Yes.
And so we hold these papers in people's faces so much and don't realize that the you must be more important than the paper that you hold. Yeah. What jumps out at you? There's so much in the news today.
Yes, there is a lot happening. The lightning strike with the children on the beach yesterday.
We were supposed to look at the news with the tornado. We didn't get that one in there today.
Yeah.
The 80 situation.
Yeah.
I think we missed that part of the news.
3 children would have been struck or by lightning yesterday in Puerto Rico.
Wow.
And they are currently in hospital. And
Yeah. There you have it, guys. News across Cayman and the rest of the world.
Yeah, there you have it.
Yeah. Yes, sir. What would you say about that part?
When you need ultrasound that's safe and effective, you must visit Asai Ultrasound Imaging. They're conveniently located at number 4 Chestnut Center, Smith Road, Georgetown, Cayman Islands. With experienced technologists with over 20 years experience, their friendly staff will make you comfortable while you get your procedure done. Asai Ultrasound Imaging is open Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturdays. Call Asai Ultrasound Imaging 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426. That's 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426.
Asai Ultrasound for all your ultrasound needs. Of course, this segment of the breakfast hour is brought to you by Asai. And of course, your news this morning also. All right. We're talking about the days that we have. So I wanted to.
While I'm thinking that we need to create at the end of this program, can we do a social media TikTok video about World Hunger Day? We could do that in support
of World Hunger Day.
Yes, so encouraging person to donate to food banks.
Yes.
We could do that.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, we could.
I think. Let's do something. Yeah,
it'd be a good thing to do.
Yeah,
let's do something.
Yeah. So look out for that.
Let's be proactive, not reactive.
All right. So there are 3 days or a few more days that Mikey G wanted to hear more information about.
I'm interested in this.
The time is swiftly running.
Yeah, we're almost. It's almost time to get out of studio, guys. But I wanted to just capitalize on some of these days. I didn't want to just leave without really getting into the meat of the matter. Right? Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
The Tails Day. It's something we know.
What's that? I have no clue what that.
It's like Thales, an ancient philosopher. He revolutionized early Greek thought with his inquiries into the nature of the universe. Right? So this day is celebrated worldwide. Celebrates critical thinking and the transition from myth to logic by getting involved with Thales Day. Raise a glass to the beginning of sound human reasoning by joining in with various activities and events in honor of Thales of Miletus, honoring his life and learning more about his work that led to modern thinking. So, for those of us who don't know about this Greek philosopher, who was instrumental in helping us to think outside the box.
And the concept of critical thinking, I suppose.
National Multiple Births Awareness Day.
All right, let's hear more about that.
All right, so
I'm on. Let me get it in there. I'm all about children and childbirth. Listen to me now. For those who don't know, I love to see women pregnant. I'm sorry.
Why are you apologizing for something you love to see?
I'm sorry for those who don't want to have them and think children are burdens.
Why are you getting distracted?
I'm not distracted. I'm about to say it. But I love to see women pregnant. I love It's for me. It's like flowers blooming in the garden. That's how I see it. You know, and yeah. Let's
continue.
Tell me that comment. You read something there.
Founded in 2005 by a non-profit organization called Multiple Births Canada, MBC, National Multiple Births Awareness Day has been going strong for around 2 decades. The inaugural event was scheduled to take place on May 28 in honor of Diane Quintuplets, who were born in 1934. So Diane had quintuplets. That's 5 children.
What?
One time.
5 kids one time?
Yes. At the time,
I've never heard about that.
Birth and survival of the Diane Quints, 5 identical and premature infants, was unprecedented. The event garnered a great deal of attention to their village of Carbeil, Ontario in Canada, and caused some challenging issues for the family. But even through a great deal of trials and with the odds stacked against them, all 5 girls, Yvonne, Annette, Cecile, Emily, and Marie, lived to adulthood. Yeah.
That's a good story.
Yes.
That's and Lady Elise, I see people, and I say this all the time. People are saying, here's a lot of persons talking about children and why they don't want to have kids. Here's one of the big reasons I don't want to have kids. This world is so wicked and so evil. I don't want to bring any children in this world. It is so unfair to them. Really? And you busy at try enjoy every minute of it? It's unfair to you for being enjoying every minute of it. But you don't want nobody to come and experience the enjoyment that you have in this wicked world that you enjoying so much. You hear the nonsense?
I hear the nonsense.
Right? The world wicked, And yes, I could argue that point. Because right now, what you're looking at is the enemy has taken a different attack on your children.
Yes.
And this is every time I blame in some people, you see God's people.
You don't have any time to blame them,
No, you see God's people.
Time.
You see God's people who were given the mandate to foresee some of these things happening and drop the ball on it. The Bible talk about these things, It says the watchman who sets up on the wall to watch to see when danger comes and fall asleep. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
He said, you shall bear the blunt of it. It's a wicked thing to see that you have so much information that you know that thing's going to happen this way and lie down and sleep and you know you're coming and behaving like you're Humpty Dumpty, sitting on the wall. I have no clue at all about what's happening. So it's difficult for me to see it. It's hurtful. It bothers me every single day of the week. Yeah. Next.
All right, so today is happy.
And so for people who don't want to have children and hold on and thinking that your career, hold on, I'm going to say it, and thinking that your career is what God gives you and you are...
Breathe.
I'm breathing.
Hello.
I'm breathing out.
Is this a sermon?
I'm not sermonizing. I'm saying your career is not what God gives you. It's children. Every man was born to be fathers and every woman mothers. Now, the sin factor has crippled that. Don't use the sin to cripple your mind when you're capable of doing it to not having them. That's all I would say to you. All right. Next on our list of thinking. It's 8:26. We have 4 minutes to go.
I was telling you that like long time ago.
Okay. What do we have next?
I'm going to just all right. History of Amnesty International Day. Amnesty International Day. Amnesty International was first established in the month of July 1961 in London. Peter Benenson, an English labor lawyer, was inspired to establish this organization after learning of two Portuguese students being imprisoned for 7 years after having drunk a toast to liberty. Together with Eric Baker of the Religious Society of Friends and numerous other intelligentsia, including academics, writers, and lawyers, they composed an article called The Forgotten Prisoners that would see publication in The Observer in May 1961. This led to an appeal which quickly grew into an organization that would work to change the world and see that everyone would be entitled to a set of basic human rights. That is what Amnesty International is all about.
Everybody included to some basic human rights.
Right. Yes. So it works hard to protect children, women, and men across the world in cases whereby their truth, dignity, and justice
in the same order. In the same order of thinking. List the order again, Lady Elise.
Yes. Children, women, and men.
In the same order, the protection will come. Go again.
Children, women, and men.
Men being the last on the protective list.
How to celebrate Amnesty International Day? Do you want to know how to celebrate it? The best way to celebrate is to help raise awareness among your friends and family about the struggles of the world's downtrodden. Even now in this day and age. Can you imagine?
That's what?
Downtrodden. People are downtrodden.
I just said it a while ago. The list of things. In fact, there are countries that celebrate. In the list of how things work is the dog first.
Yeah. Don't laugh, Mikey.
I'm telling you, it's a joke matter for me.
It's not a joke.
I've seen this
a joke.
On the list of protected things in the lineup of it as this thing works is the dog, then the child, then the woman, then the man. Yeah. And in the order of that, it means exactly how the protection goes. The man being the last on the list of things to protect.
Yeah.
But the dog becomes foremost important than the child that you have in your house.
Yeah, so Amnesty International. Yeah.
It's crazy, but it's what it is.
All right, so you heard it right here on Flashpoint. I hope that you have learned.
Somebody got something.
Menstrual Hygiene Awareness Day, multiple Hunger Day. So many things are being celebrated today on this beautiful day. But I say celebrate life.
I would say that to our men, it's important to have sons. I'm saying it, Lady Elise. Let me say the thing.
No, imagine. All right. Let me see. It is now time for us to say
goodbye.
Let me say. I say have a good day, and I'm gonna leave. I'll leave Mikey right here, saying bye for the next 10 minutes.
I'm not gonna say much more bye.
Can I tell you?
It's important to have sons. And let me tell you why it's important for men to have sons. I'm saying it. Men must have sons for one reason. It means that your name lives on through your sons. Your generation lives on through your sons. It's important to see. Now, sometimes there are lots of men who don't have boys or never have a man-child. I am saying, in this sense, I would say, well, how do you plan to continue your heritage? Because the next time your daughter get married, she will marry a man who will carry his name, and then your name will be lost. It's a serious thing. So we have to be careful. We have to know that if you try and you never get the son, try again. Keep trying to get the boy, because he's the one who's going to carry your name, and that's how it works. I'm sorry, I must say that. It's a hard sell. It's a hard feel. It's not something that is nice. It's not hitting on anybody in particular, but it must be.
Are you proving me right now? I'm watching him go.
I'm done.
Let him go. Let him go at this.
I have to go. I have to go.
You really?
I have to say it.
Yes, and I'm sorry.
It's important.
Sorry, but I have to say.
So if you never have, listen, I'd say.
All right, you say it to me.
No, for men who don't have any boys yet. For men who don't have any boys yet,
Don't give up.
do not give up.
Keep trying.
Keep trying.
All right.
That's all I'm saying. I didn't say
That's
do
all
anything
you're
else.
saying.
Yes. Keep
I'm
trying.
sorry, but I have to say this again.
Again and again.
And again.
And again. Guys, thank you for listening.
Again. Yes. Again.
Listen, man. Sure. Make it so. All right.
Again. The views expressed are the views of Mikey. Please.
Thanks for another day. I smile, though I don't have no money. I won't let that faze me, 'cause I'm so grateful for life and another chance. I'm gonna go through my day with a beautiful smile, even when things ain't going my way. I'm thankful for the gift of life. Gonna share that smile, it will never ever fade away. I'm alive in spite of all my struggles. I'm alive, won't be drowned by my sorrows. I'm alive, yeah. Gonna live like there's no tomorrow. Hey, 'cause today.
And so we catch you tomorrow morning, same time, same place, when we do it all over again for you. Hey, listen, like, share, and subscribe. Flashpoint. Keep it in the now. Tell somebody about Flashpoint, man. Tomorrow morning, let's do something awesome. All right, guys? Go out to help somebody, and be, more than anything else, be the change that you'd want to see. Yeah.
And I'll be a better man. I'm gonna go through my day with a beautiful smile, even when things ain't going my way. I'm thankful for the gift of life. Gonna share that smile, it will never ever fade away. I'm alive in spite of all my struggles. I'm alive, won't be drowned by my sorrows. I'm alive, yeah. Gonna live like there's no tomorrow. Woo! 'Cause today is all I have. I'm gonna live today. Come on. I'm gonna live. I'm gonna go through my day with a beautiful smile, even when things ain't going my way. I'm thankful for the gift of life. Gonna share that smile, it will never ever fade away. I'm alive in spite of all my struggles. I'm alive, won't be drowned by my sorrows. I'm alive, yeah. Gonna live like there's no tomorrow. I'm gonna live. 'Cause today is all I have.
You're listening to Flashpoint.